He was a doctor, a father, and a man who never stopped working. John Walker built a life on love, hard work, and quiet sacrifice. But one summer evening, everything changed. A note on the kitchen table, a voice on the phone that said, "I don't love you anymore." This is the story of a man left behind, but it's also the story of how he held on for his children, for himself, and how slowly, gently, he learned to live again. Stay with us. This story will help you learn English and remind you that even after heartbreak, life can still be beautiful. Let's begin. John Walker lived on a quiet ranch just outside Austin, Texas. The land stretched wide, with golden fields, tall fences, and a red barn that stood proudly under the endless sky. Horses grazed in the pasture, and the wind often carried the scent of fresh hay, soil, and blooming wildflowers. John was 42 years old. He was a father, a doctor, and a man who worked hard every single day. He had 3 children, Emma, 14, Caleb, 11, and Rosie, 6. His life was full but exhausting. He worked long shifts at the hospital, then came home to check on the animals, fix fences, or repair something around the house. But John didn't complain. He believed in hard work and purpose. He had spent years volunteering on medical missions, traveling to countries where hospitals were few and patients waited in lines that stretched down the street. He had seen life and death up close, and it made him grateful for what he had. His wife, Lisa, once admired that about him. They met in college. He was serious and focused. She was bright and warm. She loved his passion, his strength, and his big dreams. They married young, bought the ranch after their first child, and slowly built a life together. Lisa took care of the home and the kids while John traveled. She organized birthday parties, helped with homework, and even learned to ride horses. For years it worked, but slowly cracks began to form. Part 2. The distance. John missed a lot. Emma's first piano recital, Caleb's science fair, Rosie's first steps. He always sent videos, postcards, and brought gifts, but gifts couldn't replace hugs. He told himself he was doing important work, helping people who truly needed him. But deep down, he also felt guilt. He had promised Lisa they'd be a team, yet she was raising 3 kids on her own most of the time. They stopped having real conversations. When he came home, they talked about groceries, bills, and school schedules. The romance faded into silence. Still, John never expected what came next. Part 3. The note. One late summer evening, after a 2-week trip to Haiti, John returned home. Dust clung to his boots and his shoulders ached, but his heart was full. He missed his children. He missed Lisa. As he walked into the ranch house, he noticed how quiet it was. "Lisa," he called. No answer. Kids. Still nothing. The house felt empty, like it was holding its breath. Then he saw it. On the kitchen table, next to a bowl of fruit and a single sunflower in a vase. A note. His hands trembled as he opened it. "John, I'm sorry, but I can't do this anymore. I need something different. I need something more. I've taken the kids to my sister's house. Please don't come after me. I'll call when I'm ready. Lisa." His heart dropped. He stood in silence, not moving, not breathing. His world had just changed. He grabbed his phone and called her. She answered, but her voice was cold, distant. "I don't love you anymore, John," she said. I haven't for a while. He sat down, unable to speak. But what about the kids? What about everything we've built? He asked. I'm tired, John. I don't want this life anymore. She hung up. Part 4. The pain. The days that followed were heavy, gray, and long. John couldn't eat. He couldn't sleep. He moved through the house like a ghost. Every corner reminded him of her. Every sound reminded him of laughter that was no longer there. He stared at family photos, wedding pictures, and children's drawings taped to fridge. Everything looked like a lie now. A week later, Lisa dropped the kids back off. She said she needed time to think. John didn't argue. He just nodded. He stayed strong for the children. He made them pancakes for breakfast, packed lunches, and walked them to the bus. At night, he tucked them in and read Rosie bedtime stories with a steady voice, even when his heart was breaking. After they slept, he cried quietly on the porch. The Texas sky stretched above him, full of stars, but it felt empty too. Part 5. Holding on. One morning, as he tied Rosie's shoes, she asked, "Daddy, are you sad?" He paused and smiled gently. "Yes, baby, but being with you makes me happy too." She kissed his cheek. That moment kept him going. Emma, now more mature than her age, started leaving him notes on the bathroom mirror. "You're doing great, Dad. We love you. Don't give up." Caleb began helping more on the ranch. He fed the animals, fixed broken gates, and said things like, "You don't need Mom. We've got you." John's friends tried to support him. "You're a good man," they said. "You'll get through this." But nights were still the hardest. He missed having someone to talk to, someone to hold, someone who knew all his dreams and fears. Sometimes he wrote letters to Lisa, but never sent them. Part 6. Flashbacks. He remembered the day they bought the ranch, how they stood in the open field, dreaming about the life they would build. He remembered holding Emma for the first time, terrified and amazed. He remembered dancing with Lisa in the kitchen, barefoot and laughing, while the kids watched cartoons in the next room. Those memories hurt, but they also reminded him that he had once been loved and capable of loving. Part 7. The climb back. Months passed. John started running every morning. The cold air cleared his mind. He returned to the hospital and poured his pain into helping patients. He joined a support group for single fathers and realized he wasn't alone. He also reconnected with his faith, sitting quietly in the back row of a small church, finding peace in silence. He learned how to braid Rosie's hair, how to talk to a teenage daughter, and how to bake banana bread that didn't burn. Each day, he got a little stronger. Part 8. A new chapter. One Sunday afternoon, a truck pulled into the driveway. A woman stepped out, tall boots, long braid, kind eyes. "Hi," she said. "I'm Maria. I'm the new vet in town. I heard one of your horses might be limping." He hadn't noticed. He had been too busy surviving. She checked the horse, then stayed for coffee. They talked about animals, music, and life in the country. She didn't ask about Lisa. She didn't push. She just listened. John hadn't smiled that much in months. Part 9. Letting go. A year after the divorce, John wrote Lisa a letter. This time he sent it, "I forgive you, not because I wasn't hurt, but because I won't let that pain control my life. I hope you find what you're looking for. The kids are doing well. They miss you. Take care. John." She never replied, but that was okay. He wasn't waiting anymore. Part 10. Real love. Maria became part of their lives. She brought Rosie books, taught Caleb how to treat a horse's wound, and helped Emma prepare for her SATs. They went to local rodeos, had picnics under the stars, and sang country songs around the fire. John didn't rush love this time. He let it grow slowly, like the roots of a strong tree. One night, after the kids had gone to bed, Maria looked at him and said, "You didn't let the pain make you bitter." John smiled. "I had every reason to give up, but I had 3 better reasons not to." Part 11. Full circle. 2 years after Lisa left, John stood outside his ranch at sunrise. The sky was pink and orange. Maria stood beside him, holding a cup of coffee. The kids were inside, laughing about breakfast. He looked at the land, the home, and the life he had rebuilt. He didn't forget the pain, but he no longer lived in it. He had survived the storm, and in its place, he found something stronger than love: peace. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, and hit the notification bell. These emotional stories help you learn English and remind us all that even after heartbreak, life can still be beautiful.